you think any changes are required in the learning patterns? See, when you talk about the Gen Z people who have come out of college in the last 3 4 years, right? You can't but feel for them, right? They came out of college and probably entered into a world which was COVID struck, right? Which was struck by pandemic, and that got followed up with a recession. The entire world economy is in downturn, and then after that you get a you get a disruptive piece of tech which is now taking away jobs. So what kind of changes probably this would require in the learning patterns to probably be able to better adapt to the changing world?
I think I would think about it slightly different than the way you characterized it. I would think, like, I would love to be 21 coming out of college with ChatGPT. Like, that I think is a great way to accelerate whatever it is that you're trying to learn, because I think like this is probably the best time in history where you can just like start a company on your own. Like, I don't think you need funding anymore. Like, I think like that world is like bootstrapping by itself just changed overnight, where you can just like use ChatGPT to build something of your own. And if you don't know about something, rather than like seeking experts, you have this whole corpus of data that is kind of the expert in basically any domain, and ask it for feedback and like iterate by yourself. And I think like people still should try being expert in something that they're passionate about. Like, maybe you're passionate about education, or like educating other people. I think like now you get to build your own edutech platform just with like a couple of engineers, whereas like previously that just wasn't possible. And I think like more than just thinking about like 5 years from now, there might not be the possibility of a particular category of jobs. I would think of how I can use the tool that exists today and leverage that to sort of accelerate whatever it is that you're building. I know that that's kind of an optimistic way to think about it, but that's kind of how I see the picture right now. I think like it's really hard to predict like where we're going to be 5 years from now, because like I wouldn't have predicted where we are today 3 months from now. Like, I think like Auto GPT is something that's changing very fast, and like it's gonna change like so many different things in so many different ways in the near future. Like 5 years from now is gonna be very hard to predict. So I think like the way to sort of counter that is stick to principles, like go back to first principles and think about what you can do to improve yourself. And I think like using a tool like ChatGPT is going to help you improve yourself much faster than when you're not. Um, so just like leveraging that is what I would recommend people to do.
I think that's an interesting take. I think this is the first time that I'm thinking about it this way. Actually I'm hearing someone talk about it this way. And there are a lot of I think you rightly pointed out there are a lot of new opportunities that will open up, a lot of new companies that will come up. The probably the time to build is way shorter now, right? And
Yeah.
that in itself means a lot more opportunities coming up in the future. And that's a brilliant take. I think. But yeah, I think thanks Naren for being here. That's it from the episode. And if the audience wants to reach out to you, what would be the best way to reach out? LinkedIn, Twitter, where are you the most active?
Yeah, you can search for me on LinkedIn at Naren Mano, and the same handle on Twitter. And yeah, if anyone needs anything related to mobile, feel free to reach out. And thank you so much for having me, British. I really enjoyed the conversation.
Thanks, Naren.